everybody, and welcome to Android App Addicts, the first AAA podcast on the internet. The one, the best, something like that. My name is Mark, and with me is door-to-door geek Steve McLaughlin and Eric, still get him a better name, Ardini. Hey guys, how you doing?
Good, Mark. How's it going?
Hey, Mark. I want to welcome everyone to.
Well, I could complain, but we'll explain later.
Okay. I just want to welcome everyone to the most dishonest podcast they're listening to right now.
Hey, and I want to give my condolences to Joe Philly's family and the entire Niantic team and everybody who followed him who is an Ingress player. Apparently, he has passed away today. It's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
Everybody who was in Ingress followed him, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I'll say he didn't seem that old, but one of my coworkers swore to me he was older than I thought. It was weird because I saw two things today with Ingress in the topic. One was his death. Second was Nintendo announcing a Pokemon Ingress cooperation thing, and I am terrified for my children to find that out.
Yeah, that's coming next month. Did you watch the video that went along with that?
Hell no, I ain't watching no Pokemon video. I'm 44 years old.
It's not like you're watching the cartoon. It just kind of shows you what the game's going to be similar to and what it's like. Yeah, Niantic Labs and Nintendo joined up to make that game. That's pretty cool. That's it. Even if you're not a Pokemon aficionado, enthusiast, card collector, you still got to install it and play and check it out.
I had somebody recently refer to Pokemon as the chess of card games. Now, I don't know anything about Pokemon, but I'm pretty sure that's not right.
Well, and Eric, here's what I wasn't sure about because I didn't click no link because I'm, again, 44 years old. Nintendo's going to put out an Android game, I don't believe. I believe it's more likely it's going to be on the 3DS. It's going to incorporate some kind of Ingress-type technology. Maybe I'm an idiot, maybe I'm closed-minded, but I don't see Nintendo doing an Android app.
Oh, that's possible. I'm going to go pull it up. It didn't say specifically Android when I watched it. I'll go back and look again. But, yeah, it's just Niantic Labs. And they just got let go of by Google, maybe for this reason, so that Nintendo could not put it out on Android. I'm not sure. Pokemon... I think it was like Pokemon.
Well, it's not like they got fired, right? They spun out into their own company, which Google is doing with lots of startups. It's not Google really doing it. It's Alphabet is sort of being an incubator of small businesses, and they spout Niantic. So you kind of made it sound like they got fired. I didn't really take it like that.
No. I don't think they got fired. They just spun them off and let them go be free.
Well, and I'm an idiot, and I am wrong. It's an iPhone and an Android app. So Nintendo might actually be finally embracing other platforms for games, which honestly, they're like how many years behind in doing that, but it's about time.
So yeah, Mario Kart coming to an Android phone near you.
It does have a small wearable Bluetooth device that you'll need. Nintendo also created a Pokemon Go Plus, a small wearable Bluetooth device that will use vibration and flashes to alert players to Pokemon lurking. Must be a separate thing for that.
Well, yeah, that's just like Niantic's Lab first application was called, I believe, Road Trip, maybe, where you would leave the app. Field Trip, you're right. Where you would leave your phone with the app in the background running, and then when you drove by something of importance, it would give you a notification. So same basic principle, except this time you're going to end up throwing a ball and an animal coming out or whatever, Pokemon.
Yeah, your toe might get bitten by a Pikachu around the corner from now.
I tried that Field Trip app. I turned it on, and here in northern Georgia, every square foot of ground had some battle fought on it. And my phone was just vibrating constantly. It was alert fatigue.
It's different here. I don't remember doing anything until I went to Clinton, Iowa, and it was some house where like some I don't even know what happened, some old house that wasn't there. That was really the only time I remember it even going off.
Well, I'll say every place is different. It either won't shut up, or you think the app's broke and it ain't working.
Yep.
Well, let's talk about some apps that aren't broke and do work. So, Dora, why don't you get us started with your first thing out of the chute?
Okay, well, first off, I'll say you asked for it. This is a new game from Coffee Stain Studios that I'm going to have to buy my children. And hold on, let me mentally prep to say this correctly. It is Goat Simulator, MMO Simulator. So,
Goat Simulator, MMO Simulator.
yes.
You know what? I gotta say, Coffee Stain is a great name for an app developer.
Yeah. So this is like the third or fourth game they've made, and they literally did this. I don't want to say as a joke, but pretty much as a joke.
Yeah.
And they're making money hand over fist.
You mean the original Goat Simulator was a joke?
The Goat Simulator, I want to say, was a like one-day hackathon, see what you can do. And then when the guy had it done, he said, "I'm never fixing a bug ever unless it causes the game to actively crash." So those are the only things he's ever fixed in the game. So you can break the game in a lot of different ways and have crazy things happen. But now he's created his same basic core application into a MMO simulator. So this is what I don't understand. Goat Simulator simulates being a goat. MMO Simulator, so is this not a massive multiplayer online thing and it's just simulating it? I don't know.
Oh, so
it's a simulation of a simulated simulation.
That's what I'm thinking it might be, but I don't know because I just found it.
So you're actually the only person. It's like you're the only person playing the game, but it looks like an MMO. That's what I took that to mean.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
It's meta. It's 3 levels deep. It's Inception.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'll just apologize in advance, guys, if you're listening to this. There's an lag for some reason tonight, and it's all on me. So if the guys are interrupting me or I'm interrupting them, we're not being rude. It's just audio lag.
Are you sure? I think it might be me, man. I don't know. All right, so I just because it took me forever.
I'm going to take the blame for it. I'm the new guy.
All right.
One of my rules at any workplace is when somebody leaves, everything's their fault for 3 months, and when the new person comes in, everything's their fault for 3 months. So you get 6 months there of blaming. So
that's cool. Yeah, this is
Eric,
pretty cool.
do you have an app for us?
Oh, I wanted to comment on the microwave with legs in the third screenshot. That's a great character.
Sorry.
I don't know what that is, but I did see it.
All right. Yeah, so I went to the family today for apps, and I got a couple suggestions. You know, they help me out sometimes. We've got one here that I've heard of this one before, and I would have never played it or anything. But I'm gonna bring it here so you guys can. So I would have never played it, but since it was suggested, I sat down and played this actually for about an hour because my wife made it to level 9, and she tried to tell me that was really hard. Level 9 was where she stopped at, because it was too tough. I'm pretty sure I made it to level 17 before I stopped. And this is called Alphabeti Saga. She used to, when the kids were little, they used to get these things called webkins. They're little stuffed animals, and you could log online and play games with your animals and stuff online. And they had a similar game like this where it's basically kind of like a puzzle board with a bunch of letters, and you just have to go in there and find words that you can find in there to complete the puzzle. And this one has different things where, like, some of the letters will be in bubbles, and you have to make sure you pop all the bubbles on the screen. by using the letters that were enclosed in those bubbles. And then other ones are there's chunks of cheese, and you have to get the letters out from underneath the cheese, get the cheese to the bottom of the level before you go to the next one. It's pretty good, clean fun. It is. There's tons of in-app purchases with this, though. The one that I got, I ran out of chances to try, so I could buy more or just start my level over. My wife had a thing where I don't know how it happened, but she had to wait for 3 minutes to play again, or she could buy to play it again right now, or something like that. There's just all kinds of different ways you can spend money on this thing. I think it's by the same people who have like Candy Crush and all those other games. So that's what your kind of cutesy thing like that. But it was an easy game to sit down and play with for an hour. I don't think I would ever pay, for anything on it, and I probably won't even keep it installed after tonight. But some people are really into this game, and I've heard other people talk about, I'm just going to go home, sit on my tablet, play Alphabet, watch TV and stuff. So it's casual gaming.
This looks like the perfect game to have at your disposal when you're sitting at the DMV waiting for your number. No investment. You can quit at any time. I like that kind of game, but you have to pay to continue playing. That's when I'm done with it. Yeah.
Yeah. I played for over an hour without paying anything. But yeah.
Yeah, I would. This first off, this spelling game, so I'm not playing it because I wouldn't go very far. But any game like that, I play until the split second it says pay, and then uninstall, bye. Just because. Don't you back a dog into a corner, you're going to get bit. Don't push me as a player into that point of paying or not playing.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with buying more levels, buying more puzzles, that sort of thing. That never bothers me. That's you've done this thing, and now if you want to keep doing this thing, you throw me a buck. You have to wait hours, or you can buy some emeralds. That that's just wrong.
Yeah. You can buy some emeralds that would give you access to some gold coins that when you have enough gold coins, you can then turn them into terracotta fortune cookie hats, and then you can take those terracotta fortune cookie hats, and then you can get new extra gameplay. I despise that in-game economy. Can you tell?
Oh, this would be right up your alley then, man.
And it is
just like that.
It's become even more popular to have two different kinds of in-game currency, right? So there's coins and emeralds, and some things take coins, and some things take emeralds. And you can buy an emerald pack, but that won't help you for the things that take coins, because then you got to buy a coin pack. Yeah, it's the three-card Monty game.
Yeah, and I don't know what it is with King, the developer of this game, and they're just need to put the word saga behind everything. I don't understand how it's a saga. I mean, maybe I don't understand the definition of saga, but
saga must have some inherent knee-jerk mental reaction to quality or depth or something.
Could be depth, I suppose. Yeah. I haven't seen the TV commercials for this one yet, but I have seen TV commercials for like the Candy Crush Saga. So Candy Crush Soda, I think, is what it was, or something like that. I don't know.
Well, there's what's the commercials with the hot blonde chick? See, that's how poorly it works. I don't remember the product. Yeah. I just remember there's weird commercials with a hot blonde chick in it. What I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He's on some Clash of Clans, is that it?
Yes.
No, that's not it.
Priceline?
Age of Empires.
Okay.
Age of Empires, that's it. It's one of those things I just wonder what they're advertising sometimes. Do you really think that, your consumer is so dumb that they think that if they buy your $3.99 app, this hot blonde comes with it?
Yeah, and the animation's as good as it is on that ad too, on your $50 tablet
too. All right, well let's move on. I actually am going, and the host is going to bring an app.
Whoa. Uncanny.
However, it's an alpha app, maybe beta.
Alphabetic?
And you can't buy it in the Play Store. So, yeah, it's almost the same as not being a real app. But I'll tell you a little story. Sit back, enjoy your popcorn, get a cold beverage. I've been opining on every podcast that I do that they're the combination podcast player / community app in the world. And what I've said so many times is what I want is I've got my feed going, and while I'm on the show, I want to be able to click a button and make a comment at that moment in the show. Who's listening to the show later can see my comment and reply to my comment, and it's time coded show so that over time the community grows around the content, and so that shows it keeps your content fresh, right? So if I'm listening to a show 3 years later, still get the benefit of the conversation that took place around that show. And if I make a content, people who still have the education about this thing going out. So that was my dream app, and I don't have the skills to do it. I can rock some GW Basic, but that's just not going to cut it for this. So after whining about this in so many times on my other podcast, a developer said, "You know what? I'm going to take that on," and so it's here. It's still in what I said, alpha state, but the app is called Zcat, and it's available. I will put the link in the chat room and in the show notes, but it's only available on my web server, right? Because I'm hosting it. It's not in the store. The reason for that is we just don't think it's ready. It's not store ready yet, because we would get all these kinds of reviews about things that are broken, and we know it's broken. And I've been working with the developer, and we've been going back and forth. But we're to the point now where we need savvy people to try to break stuff. And I thought, what better audience than this audience to try to break things? So I would like for you all to go to my website, elementop.com, click on any of the show notes in the recent past, and there's going to be a link there for the Zcast app. It's got to be side-loaded. You don't need to be root or anything like that. It doesn't require any special permissions. And I want you to pound on this thing. And I want you to complain about it. But
speaking of broken,
reasonable complaints.
Your web server is going to be broken after you put that link in this chat room. That just happens.
Well, we'll see what happens. I tried to post the link in the chat room, and it wouldn't let me. Is there some sort of...
Yeah, I don't see it there.
Apparently the chat room is so busy, it's just
Post it in our chat, and I'll put it in there.
I tried to paste it in there.
I have the link handy as soon as
maybe I'm not authorized.
No, it's just the server's having issues.
So anyway, what I would like you guys to do is try it out, and it's right now it uses the Google backend, so you've got to have a Google Plus account to log in. You log in with your Google credentials, which are probably already on your phone, right? And it's personalized. It's your real name or your Google Plus name. And it's threaded comments, so you can have a conversation back and forth. And we just need some more people to pound on it. We've had 5 or 6 or 8 people playing with it. But right now there's only 3 feeds in it. Everyday Linux, the Linux... Going Linux, I think. I can't even remember what the other was, and this show. But the developer likes those things. So when you get it, you just click the plus sign, and there's only 3 feeds to choose from. You can't put your own feeds in there, and that's by design. The idea is that we don't want to be able to start a community around somebody else's content that they not only have but can even be aware of. So developers, podcast owners are going to have to petition to be on this app. And I think that's the right way to do it. And so I asked Kaiser, the fellow who's been working on it, to put this show's feed in there. No, there's speed playback. It's on the drawing board. It's not there yet. So you're going to have to listen to me to do
it.
Yeah.
You're breaking up so much, I didn't understand exactly what this does. I'll install it as soon as I get it downloaded and try it, though.
I'll say, when Mark first started talking about this app, I had mixed feelings. After downloading it, after playing with it, different feelings. But then after sitting down and thinking even longer and harder, I think this is a good idea because of this. Most of the people, I have to believe, most of the people that subscribe to podcasts probably subscribe to less than 4 podcasts, okay? Not a lot. I'm the anomaly. I've subscribed to 80. I like the idea of focused apps for just curated feeds, number one. So I'm actually liking that a lot better. But the idea of almost SoundCloudifying is the only adjective I can make up in my head to fit what this need is, which is hypothetically, I now can, in future weeks, look back at the last show of Android App Addicts in the app, and I can see in line when people were making comments, and I can basically bring it up this episode if I want, kind of thing. It also lets me know if I'm about to make a comment about something. 14 other people already told Mark, no, Thundercat was 1982 when, the Thunderbirds was 1979. He had it backwards, or something to that effect. So it can take multiple comments and crunch them down into a more easily digestible stream and feed of information.
No, that's cool. Thanks for the explanation.
Yeah, so you found me out there. The purpose of that is to keep from getting multiple comments about the same point of the show. You found me out.
I'm sorry.
It's really just to stop bugging me app. No, I'm passionate about community as much as content, and this idea combines the two of them. And I've never seen anybody doing it. And I really hope that Kaiser develops this and makes money off of it. I want it to be successful, and I want people to steal the idea. I want it to be ubiquitous. I want every podcasting app in the world to begin to include this sort of stuff so that their community can communicate with each other. Right now, if you want to talk to me, you've got to send me an email. You've got to go to my forum at my website to talk to me, or send me a Google Plus post or something like that. All of those things are external to while you're listening to the show. So this gives you something right then while you're listening to the show. You can feedback immediately, and it cuts the barrier to entry. You can use voice dictation on your Android phone. So I really think that this will be. My hope is that this will become the standard way for podcast communities to rally around each other.
Yeah.
I'll agree it's needed. Just because I hate telling people at the end of the show, if you want to contact us, you can hit me off on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, send an email, send a voicemail, do this. No. If we could bring a bunch of the comments in through one interface, it helps everybody out. That's my personal belief.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's really clunky, and I know that right now. There's no auto update. You would have to wait for me to let you know that there's an update. Then you have to go back, reside load it. So this is for adventurous people. Don't put this on your grandma's phone. This audience, we're rooters and rommers, and we're ready to rough and ready. So I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, and looking at down for everyone or just me, the chat is indeed down, and it's not just me.
It's not just you. I'm going to close that window.
Right.
Just
so
do we
want to do another app, or should I do an email from a listener?
I say let's do an email.
Dealer's choice.
Well, yeah, but you're the dealer.
The oldest one.
The oldest email goes back to August 19th from J. Wow.
Nguyen
Knight.
Yeah.
Nguyen. All right. And this looks like it was one that sort of got lost in the shuffle when it came back. It says, as I briefly mentioned on a previous Google Plus post, I wanted to test our project to see if it would work in a roaming area. Following this whole story, FYI, I also sent a copy of the following email to Android Police to tip them off because I hadn't seen anyone talking about it. Good evening. Door, and Eric. Even though AT&T has the only towers for miles around me from where I live, I use T-Mobile as my carrier, that I would be roaming almost 100% of the time off of AT&T towers. The downside to this setup is that as a roaming customer, T-Mobile caps my roaming data to 50 megabits when I'm not in their work area, which is almost all the time for me. And so when my invite for Project Fi came along last week, I wanted to try it out to see if it would work in my area, even though there were only AT&T towers around me. I figured that even though technically only Sprint and T-Mobile networks were leased by Project Fi, if T-Mobile leases capacity on AT&T's towers for customers like me, then maybe that leased capacity would also carry over to Project Fi under the T-Mobile coverage area. And interestingly enough, even the Project Fi coverage map shows my area in which T-Mobile has no towers and is a 2G area. Well, much to my amazement, it worked. Now, Project Fi, I'm getting an H in which I think is 3G speed, where I was getting an 8G under T-Mobile when in my home area roaming. And elsewhere in non-roaming areas, I'm getting LTE. Now, I know that there's a lot of talk about how Project Fi is not exactly the cheapest when it comes to his data plan, but for someone like me who gets capped at 50 megabits simply because of where he lives, I'll take anything that allows me to get more data without breaking the bank. So there you have it. Project Fi also works on AT&T towers. You just don't get 4G speed, but you certainly get better than 2G speed, which is what I was getting before when roaming onto AT&T. I hit a tiny little roaming data cap. I'd be interested to hear if anybody else has tested this out to see it work for them as well.
I wish I could. I signed up again for Project Fi just in case, and it says, "No, we're sorry, we're not there yet. Not where you live, sir." So I'm waiting. I'm on the wait list again.
Yeah, I'll say I
don't have an approved device.
Well, yeah, and that's my thing. I don't want a Nexus 6. There's nothing about the Nexus 6 that makes me think it's a fantastic device. I'm anticipating very soon they're going to basically allow a bunch of devices to use it, and then I still don't know if I will, because I literally use 50 plus gigs a month on bad months. Sometimes it's 25 or 30, but I think the last time I actually priced out a plan like this, it was almost $300 a month.
Yeah, US Cellular told me that I was going to have to.
So how do you use that much data? Or are you just not in a Wi-Fi area?
Well, at my job, even if they offered Wi-Fi, I'm not using it because I don't control the Wi-Fi, so I don't trust the Wi-Fi. But at work right now, there is no employee available Wi-Fi. If I was a customer downstairs and around the corner, technically I could get on the Wi-Fi, but then again, I still don't trust it. I download 80 plus podcasts a week. That really is a high percentage of my bandwidth usage. I do tether like every other day for a little bit. It's not like I download, ISO files when I tether, but that's just it. So the only time I'm on Wi-Fi is when I'm here at the house.
I just got.
So I download my podcasts at 3 a.m. It is on my Wi-Fi, and when I'm at work, I'm too busy working to be on my phone. So I routinely use like 3 megs at 3 gigs at the most. So it amazes me that you can do that much. And Eric, I've stepped on you twice now, so go quick.
Yeah, okay. I've never wanted to be in the situation where I have to do anything at 3 a.m. for that reason. I've always had unlimited.
Well, it's scheduled. I'm not doing it. It's scheduled.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, and it's not that hard once it's set up to let it go. It's just a simple setting. I stream almost all my podcasts. I download a couple of them just because I watch them in HD. But I do not. I don't want a data cap, and I don't want anything but unlimited. And US Cellular said that was going away for me in October, so that's why I started on this little search to see where I could go and if I could even find anything. And so I went in the. Did I tell you guys this story already? I went into the US Cellular office last week. Was it before or after the show?
Well, if it's last week, obviously you didn't tell us.
Okay, I didn't tell you. Okay. So I went in the US Cellular store. I'm like, okay, I need to know when my unlimited data goes away and how much it's going to cost me to get out of this contract, because I got the Note 4 and it's a 2-year contract or whatever. So anyway. And so she says, well, she goes, I'll have to find out on the when it goes away, but nobody else is going to offer you that. You can't get unlimited. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to Sprint. They have unlimited. So just find out for me. I'm like, don't argue. I'm not here to get a sales pitch. So she gets on the phone and she calls up and she's putting in my numbers and my name and all this stuff. And she comes back. She's like, unlimited data is not going away for you. You just keep your same plan and keep going. I'm like, oh, sounds good to me. Thank you. Left.
Your grandfather in?
I guess. I was hoping I would be. I guess I am. So
I had one of those grandfathers unlimited accounts, but any little switch, and that they'll make any excuse they make to dump you off of that, they will. In my case, when I went from 3G to 4G, give up the unlimited bandwidth. Sorry. So everybody looks for a reason to dump you off of that, because that's where their money is. Charging $1,000 a kilobyte is where their money is.
And I asked him when I got the note, I go, will this change my unlimited data? Because if so, I'm not going to switch my phones. I'll just stay with this S3 or buy another one or something. So yeah, I'm glad to hear that. We'll see if it comes true or not. You know, big companies tend to lie to me, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and I was on Verizon Unlimited, grandfathered in for like 3 years. I didn't renew my contract. And I knew it was only a matter of time, just like Mark said. It was only a matter of time before they said, oh, sorry, I accidentally hit a key on my keyboard, and now you don't have unlimited, now we can't undo it. It can't be undone. It can't be undone. It's impossible. So before they had the chance to do it to me, I voluntarily left the place that everyone is terrified of leaving because you won't get the same coverage, blah, 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 yakety schmackety, whatever. I left them. I'm with T-Mobile. It used to cost me, I want to say, around $60 maybe a month for my unlimited. I'm now paying $80 a month for my unlimited. I might not be getting as fast of speeds in as many places, but I'll say it's perfectly usable for me, and that's all that matters. And I'm with T-Mobile until they threaten or they drop or they whatever, and then I'll go to somebody else. But for now, I'm there.
That's the thing with U.S. Cellular, too. It only works here. When I'm in Chicago, no coverage, even though they have a place called U.S. Cellular Field there, which is weird. But and when I'm in Springfield, where I'll be next week, no coverage at all. It just sucks my battery dead like in 2 seconds trying to find a signal. But we got the Wi-Fi there, so we'll be all right.
I bought a on my phone, and I had like a bar.
You bought what for your
on
phone?
the best, so that's just not an option for me for that reason. I bought a prepaid SIM card that you can get at like Walmart on the T-Mobile network. So it was like $40 one time, and I was willing to pay that for the experiment. Popped it in my phone, and just nothing. So it's just not even an option to me.
Mm.
I would love for it to. They're the only people right now offering truly unlimited.
I didn't even see T-Mobile having truly unlimited when I was doing my shopping last week. They capped it. They said unlimited, but they slowed it down after a certain amount. I thought. I mean, they let you go forever, but they slowed it down after 10
I think
gigs or
Sprint
something.
does it. I didn't think. Yeah, first world problems. Dor, have you got another app for us tonight?
Oh, absolutely. And this one is actually a game, and I actually believe it's brand new, and I actually believe the chat is still down, so I can't put it there, but it is called Star Wars Uprising by Kabam, top developer, so I guess they put out another, or actually it looks like what happens is Star Wars spreads the love and lets a whole bunch of different people have at it making apps. There's no way I can say this except for saying it like this. This game is unbelievably gorgeous for being a mobile device game. This to me is literally Xbox 360-ish level, and of course I say that never owning an Xbox, but I still say it because it sounds good. Really nice. I can't believe I just saw this. I hate seeing a game right before I come downstairs, but it's completely free in-app purchases. I'm going to try to put it on my JDX tablet. I'm going to try to put it on my son's, the one who didn't get suspended from school. I'm going to try to put it on his tablet and see what he thinks. But I'm pretty sure he's going to be pretty giddy when he sees this one.
Star Wars, what's not to love?
Exactly. And the chat did just come right back up, guys.
Oh, okay, good.
And I will make sure I put the link in that chat, and I will also go back and put a chat, and I'll put a link in for Mark's Zcast app in the chat. If you're in the chat and you come in too late and don't see those 2 links, let me know. I'll repost them.
Thank you, TLK.io, for bringing it back up for us.
Wait, I thought that was a secret that you couldn't know where it was. Did you just let the cat out of the bag?
I didn't give the last part of it. I just gave the company.
Well, and every week we can change it.
Oh, get super sneaky.
Exactly.
So while we're talking about that, what is the magic sauce that lets you get the super secret link to the live chat room, Dor?
All you have to do is go to, for now, podnutz.com/AAA club. Join the club. You will get an email asking you 24 hours later if you would like to participate in the show live. You just respond to that with a valid Google Plus enabled Gmail address, and I can add you into the Google Plus Android App Addicts Club community, which is the place where we post the link to the chat each and every week.
What else do you get for that low price?
You get the weekly newsletter that includes every application that's going to be brought to the show for that week. You get that before the show comes out, so you can play with the apps before you listen to the show. You also get asked every week now if you would like to participate in our Patreon, where you can have basically more direct access to us and more power and authority to ask us to do things, like if you would like us to do either more content, more swag. We already have, it looks like, 4 Patreons right now. I will say an utter big thank you to Simon, Bobby, Mike, and Captain Zero. You're the man.
Are they patrons in the Patreon? It's not like we have 4 separate Patreons going on.
No, they're 4 whatever. Yes.
The naming. Names are funny.
Yeah. A patron of the arts. And what we do here is sort of an art.
Yeah.
Tonight.
It's artsy.
All right, can I bring an app?
Sure, yeah.
I just said
anyway.
that. You didn't hear me.
Oh, really? All right, so this was another suggestion from the fam. This is family night. This is family game night, except for this one's not a game. And it's down. Let me try one more time.
Yeah, check's up.
Is it up?
Yeah.
It's
We broke the internet, guys. The audio's delayed. The chat room's broken. We broke the internet.
There's a new red dot. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I can hear myself on somebody's. Okay. It's not.
I think the red dot means the chat's getting ready to have a heart attack, maybe.
Okay. This is called Heroes Reborn on NBC. That's the name of this app. Has anybody watched the show Heroes?
Open my mouth a little bit, Eric. Yes.
Hey, this is a family request. I
don't care. I don't care. The first season of the show, fantastic. The second season of the show, well, maybe it makes a lot of sense. Where you kind of justify to yourself that, no, really, it's a good show. Really, it's a good show. Third season of the show came close to throwing a brick through the TV. Fourth season of the show almost canceled my cable subscription. I was so mad.
So I don't know what season this is about. Is Heroes Reborn a
No.
fifth season?
Heroes
It's a whole new show.
No. Heroes has been off the air for now like 6 years, and now apparently they can't think of any new ideas, so now they're going to bring it back with the people who couldn't get real jobs since getting canceled from the original show.
Well, it's continuing the universe. Some of the characters are going to be the same, but it's going to be new characters and new storylines. So comic books have been doing for years. I agree with you that the show quickly went off the rails, and I hope that Heroes Reborn can recapture some of that magic of the first season.
Well, this app will give you the best of the past, present, and the future. It's got all 4 seasons and the new stuff. And you can go in there and click on any of the people that you remember from the show, and it shows little clippets of their highlights through the last 4 seasons. And I learned a little bit about. I just clicked on one person and I learned about her and different. She had good memory or something, and it showed just different parts where somebody tried to take her superpower and how she found it and all stuff. It gets in depth with the characters.
If that's who I think it is, that's the lady I would like to.
Charlie Andrews.
If it is who I think it is, it's the lady I would really like to knock out a couple of her teeth because she's on the Librarians, the new Librarians Noah Wiley thing. She is the worst casting I've ever seen in my life.
Is she was a waitress at the beginning. Does that sound right?
Yes. I would like to just.
That's her, Charlie Andrews.
Around her neck and just take her down. She's bad.
Wow.
But look, okay, what's the likelihood something can regain to former levels of achievements or better? And I'll give you an answer to that, Mark.
Star Wars.
There's 2 possibilities: slim and none. It doesn't happen.
Star Trek did it.
No,
Star
actually,
Trek came back 25 years later.
A billion times worse because it dropped everything. It dropped everything about morals, dropped everything about ethics, and added lens flares and pointless action sequence and insulting to entire races. Yes.
TV shows. Star.
That was completely different.
The original series, Star Trek: The Next Generation.
And then Voyager. Hello. Enterprise. I like him. But
I enjoyed.
Hello. Nah, bad. Horrible. Hello, Captain Sisko. It's horrible. And Star Trek: The Next Generation was good because it was different. That's why. The captain didn't go around and try to have intercourse with every race it discovered.
Well, that makes me want to go back and watch Star Wars, I guess.
That's one thing I just watched through the entire 7 seasons of Star.
Wow. Yeah, boy.
And it took me about a year to do it, so I plowed through it fairly quickly, and then started on Voyager. And Voyager was never my favorite, but I liked it better than Deep Space Nine, which I just didn't like at all. But what I noticed was they immediately went back to the captain going on every away mission. Yeah. So Kirk did that, and then they pulled back with that. And the next Riker says, "You can't be doing that. You're the captain. That's not your job." And so they maintain this, the captain is actually the captain, he's doing the lead, and then as soon as that show was over, bang, right back to the captain being on every away mission, being in danger every episode, and totally wrecking the possibility of this ship having a successful mission.
Okay, well, Mark, I'm going to ask, here's how I find out how honest you are. You watched the entire Star Trek Next Generation. Tell me what you thought of the first season of that show, Mark.
I thought the first season had plot. I thought the plots were good. I thought the direction and everything. It was an infant show, and I couldn't wait for Tasha Yar to die.
Okay, because literally,
but the stories were solid.
A third of the shows from the season 1 were never shown again on TV after season 2 because they were that bad. That show literally had to build up to being good. And I say that with pure love in my heart. That was one of the most fantastic shows of my youth, next to Quantum Leap. I mean, few shows that I really just go crazy, made sure I watched it, initial airing, and that was one of the shows. But that first season, man, I mean, it's almost like watching Knight Rider. It was hard to get through.
I am losing my geek.
No, I love Knight Rider
as
too.
I sit here.
So watch where you're going.
Dude, you watch Knight Rider again. The sheen, the gleam, the shine of the Hoff is just disintegrated, and it's
in its time, man. You got to look at the context of these things. You can't watch MacGyver with a 1985 view. You know, you have to.
I'm not going to argue that. It's just
All right,
hard.
we totally went off the rails there.
Yeah,
Hey, I'm gonna throw up Family Ties and the Thunderbirds. That's all I'm gonna say.
Thunderbird, you were way back. You went
I
1960s.
like the Thunderbirds.
well, yeah, but
Roger
Family
Ramjet.
Ties. Well, yeah, but Family Ties was good. What other show will you hear croissant, or as the French would say, croissant? I mean, that was almost comic genius there.
Yeah.
The Family Ties fell victim to the same thing every sitcom does. All the cute kids grew up, so they had to start cycling through other kids. Once they start doing that, you know it's over.
All right. Well, that was the Heroes app.
Cosby Show.
Heroes Reborn on NBC. Yeah,
Happy
Cosby.
Days.
Yeah.
That wasn't an app. That was a commercial. You've touched a nerve, Eric. That's not an app. It's a downloadable commercial for a show.
Well, and I'll say, I refuse to watch any extra content, read any extra content, download anything for any piece of laid back, sit back media like a television show, because the reason to watch a television show is to sit back in the seat and don't touch stuff and just let it tell you the story. I'm not going to download an app to find out what did Bruce eat on the second day when he was at no, I don't care. Show me the important stuff. If it's not important, I'm not going to go out of my way to watch it.
Okay. These days, I don't have a DVR, so this would keep me from maybe change, because I never finish any show. As soon as a commercial comes on, I flip to a different channel. I don't sit around and wait for the show to come back. I don't care enough about any show to do that. So this might keep me actually on the same channel if I could get into a show enough to use the app and maybe check a little more stuff out and touch that device instead of the remote device.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I'm going to call this discussion to an end because this could go on for another hour easily. And I'm going to move us into both an email and an app. Two things in one. Jeff H. says, hello, Mark, Dor, and Eric. Just wanted to say broadcasts. One of the latest was Diddy by Zaya. My family sat around the dinner table coming up with ditties after dinner for about an hour of entertainment. I'm sure that's how the developers planned on the app being used, but we had a blast. I tried to send a ditty output file via MMS text and it down and found Video Trimmer Guru. It was super easy and created a shrunk down version, 10% of the original size, that I could send out via MMS. So sometimes I have to pull off to the side of the road, especially when I hear stories like Goat Stimulator in the dentist office. Thanks for keeping it real.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I still have to mentally slow down before I say the name of that app, because it's like I've said it so much, I've like fooled my brain into thinking it's a plausible thing to say, so I got to be careful.
But it wasn't so much the name of the app at the dentist office, remember? It was something about
Yes.
Ride Me Girl, something that your son was saying about
Ride me good.
yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
I thought
I think I missed that one, and I'm not sorry. I don't think I'm sorry that I missed it.
You shouldn't be.
that Video Trimmer Guru
Goat
looks like a really easy way to just cut the beginning and the end off of something and compress it. That's nice.
Yeah, for like making Vine videos and things like that.
Yeah, and here's one of your one-purpose apps, Store. It looks like it does it really well. It takes a 60 megabyte and shrinks it down to 6 megabytes.
Nice.
If you need to.
Well, yeah, and everybody, see, this is the kind of app that I think everybody sooner or later at least would think to themselves they would like to have. But I don't know how often somebody would need something like this. But it is the kind of app that I know when I need to trim an app, because it's called Video Trimmer Guru, I'm sure if I just Google Play search Video Trimmer, this is going to be by the top. So there's a high probability this would be the app I would download when I need it.
And it's been it hasn't been updated since 2014, so maybe it just works.
Well, yes, exactly. Yeah.
Or it's been abandoned.
Well, take a look at the feedback and yeah, good. Bugs and fixes performance improvements, version 1.1. Wow. This guy nailed it instantaneously, or he found out he likes attractive women and stopped producing an application. Don't know.
Reminds me of high school English class when we were talking about editing and rewriting, and so a student raised his hand and said, "What if my first draft is perfect?" And the teacher just laughed and said, "Trust me, your first draft isn't perfect." So this guy looks like he had a one rewrite, 1.1, and he was done.
Right. And he copied the source code of another app, changed the icon, done. It's possible. Because if it was version 4 or 5 or 10, I could see, yeah, he really did perfect it. But 1.1,
True. We'll have to.
Right, I don't think we have time to do another round of apps. We're already close to the hour mark, so I will just take this time to say, Dor, what are your parting thoughts for tonight?
I want to thank everyone who does get a chance to go to patreon.com/Android App Addicts. The link is in the newsletter that goes out. Any and all direct support is ridiculously, utterly appreciated, number one. If anybody is in that Patreon and you have any app you would like to see a video review for or something, don't hesitate to let me know. I got no problem recording it. I've got all the software and hardware set up ready to do that. And I thank everyone for downloading, subscribing. If you can rate us on iTunes, that'd be gold. And if you really like to root in ROM, just go to savewifi.org and take a peek. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, Eric, how about yourself?
I'm just glad it's still summer. Unfortunately, I emptied my pool the last couple days. It's still emptying. And I will see you guys in Chicago next week, and hopefully we can get some good Wi-Fi for me to be there on the show next week. It's always a coin toss, or I don't know, something flip, or I don't know. You never know. You just never know.
I say you go to a local Starbucks and do man on the street interviews for the whole hour. That would be great. Hey, are you familiar with Android? I don't know. Is that an iPad app? It'd be great.
I've got a very nice recorder I could do that with.
Oh, and just really quick, I figured it out. The announcement yesterday, the new iPad Pro, who their target customer is. Grandparents, because only grandparents would need a tablet that big because they're going blind.
How far the company has fallen from Steve Jobs' initial vision.
Yep.
It's almost sad, really.
Their game changer yesterday was a new remote for the Apple TV. That was about it.
Pencil.
Yeah, stylus. Wow.
Well, I'll say the only thing they did that really piqued my interest was I love the idea on the Apple TV, if you're watching something and you say, I believe, what did he say? Or, no, what was that? It takes that as a command to automatically rewind 10 seconds and automatically turn on closed captioning for 10 seconds. That is genius. But that's a easy software thing that anybody could and should implement. I'm just saying.
Yeah, hopefully it works.
Yeah, button would be great because that happens all the time. What do you say? don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't get it. And then it's not worth backing it up. You ever find yourself at live events trying to rewind something because you missed it? No?
No.
That's the biggest.
Just me?
No.
Okay.
Me. I went and saw Weird Al a couple months ago. There was a song he did. Me and my wife had no idea what that song was. We don't ever remember hearing it before, and the whole time we're sitting there saying, "What? What? We just couldn't tell what the hell he was saying."
Huh.
People were freaking out too much.
I have been in, church or at a seminar or something like that and missed something and like reached for a phantom remote just for a split second. It's not like I actually go do it, but just for just a second, that impulse is there. Oh, I'll just rewind this because it's such an everyday part of my life now, DVRing.
I agree. I don't comprehend how people literally plan their life around being home Thursday at 8 o'clock. Can't miss night court. I don't understand how people actually plan their life around that. It amazes me.
I don't have any show
that held up.
Oh yeah, John Larroquette, gold.
All right. So I'm going for streaming for however you got this show. We appreciate it. As Doherty said, the best thing you can do for us is to recommend it to other people. Review it in whatever thing is. iTunes is great because whether you like it or not, most of the world still looks at iTunes as the place to find podcasts, as silly as I think that is. But if you listen in something else, if you listened in some other app, whatever that app is, give us a rating, give us a review. If you like us, tell the number one thing you can do. I appreciate you hanging out with us. I appreciate you letting me hang out with you. It's new. It's exciting to me every time I come here. I'm like, I can't believe it. We appreciate you being with us, and I'm going to say that ends this show, and we'll see you next week, folks.